Sports Money brings you back the PGA coverage for the 2025 calendar year. We're down to the FedEx Cup. The playoffs are here. We've got a shortened field. Top guys made the cut. We're down to a 70-man setup this week, Jeff, and we've got ourselves maybe a battle shaping up. There's quite a bit on the line, despite the fact that it's not just the playoffs in the FedEx St. Jude's Championship this week, but Ryder Cup. We talked about this the last video we did. Ryder Cup players on the line as well. There's bubble players out there right now. We've got some guys that are trying to make their way through up to the top 50. This will be the top 50 that make the cut and move on to the next round. So we're going to do things a little different, Jeff. Before we get there, tell us what's going on. How you been doing?
Doing good. As you had mentioned, a shortened field here should make for some pretty exciting storylines, I guess, throughout the week. And as you got over there, the weather should certainly play a factor. It's got to be one of the hottest weeks of the year. So the heat might play a factor for some of these boys that aren't necessarily playing in Florida year-round. But I'm looking forward to it. Should be a good tournament.
Yeah, so I mentioned there's a number of players that are, call it bubble players this week. We'll talk about the top 10. I'll just rapid fire JT Poston, Kit Kurdiama, Bud Colley, Joe Highsmith, Aaron Ray, Johnny Vegas, Max Greiserman let me down last week. Stephen Geiger, Mackenzie Hughes, and Tony Finau are those top 60 players on the outside looking in for this next week. We'll see if they make our cards. We know, as you mentioned, it's going to be hot. Should be favorable conditions, though. The greens should be firm. We should see a couple things going on here with this track. Undulating fairways. That means the ball is going to either be above or below. And anybody that's a regular golfer knows that's going to make the ball take some interesting flight. Maybe it moves it left. Maybe it moves it right. You'll have to counter for that. There's a lot of water on this track too, Jeff. Plenty of hazards. As I was looking at it, it kind of seemed like it profiled a little bit more like one of them links courses when it comes to the types of hazards and the undulating fairways. But we're going to do things different, as I mentioned at the top of the show. We're going to go into some different betting styles here. We're going to go some tournament groupings. There are 6 groupings of players. We're looking over at DraftKings groups A through groups F. Jeff and I are going to rotate. Jeff taking group A, me B, Jeff C, etc. We're going to pick one of these players. And, a lot of this comes down to 2 things. One, we know Scotty Scheffler's in the field. This guy's a monster and a big favorite down to that plus 220. We talked about him a couple weeks ago. If you put $100 on this guy every week to win the tournament, you're barely up any money overall. So we want to try to fade this guy, but we're going to finish it off and give you guys 2 of our outright winners that we like for this track as well. Again, a 70-person field. You're going to find these options in tournament groupings, group betting, tournament groups. Look at your books and see what they're called, but we're going to pop it off. Jeff's got the group A, the FedEx Jude Championship. It pops off Thursday. Jeff's Group A matchup consists of 5 players: Scotty Scheffler, Tommy Fleetwood, Ludwig Aberg, Xander Schauffele, and Justin Thomas. Jeff, the floor is yours. Kick us off with Group A.
I'm a little disappointed I drew the short straw and got Group A because, as you know, I do not like to take Scotty Scheffler week in, week out. And unfortunately, he's minus 140, the biggest favorite on the card. Go figure, especially in this group. So I went a little differently here. I'm going to put probably a quarter unit on Xander Schauffele at plus 500. Again, I'm not trying to give out a Scotty Scheffler. I do think Scotty's going to get it done, but if anybody in that group has a shot outside of him, it's going to be Xander Schauffele at plus 500. So I'm going to put a quarter unit on him for the Group A matchups.
You're not going to tune in here to hear us talk about Scotty Scheffler. You do that at your own demise, but we'll roll on to Group B's. Matty Fitzpatrick, Victor Hovland, Sammy Burns, Colin Morikawa, and Patrick Cantlay round out this top 5 matching. And I'm going to go to our guy, Matty Fitzpatrick. I talked about this guy. He's been in a couple of my cards over the last couple of weeks. And yeah, a couple things going on. Top 20. He's been in 5 straight tournaments. This guy's finished in the top 24 of them in the top 10, including that tournament last week at the Wyndham Championship. And I think this is a guy that's got quite a few things going in his direction. He's got some Southwind experience, 3 top 6 finishes and 6 appearances out there as well. So very capable of punching his ticket. Nice little price tag here for our guy, my guy, Matty Fitzpatrick. And this price tag's plus 280. He's the favorite in this grouping, but again, a plus 280 to kick it on, Jeff. Talk to us about Group C.
Yeah, Group C, we got Russell Henley, we got Sepp Straka, we got Cameron Young, Ben Griffin, and Corey Connors. All guys that I've played top 20s, top 10s pretty much throughout the year, and they've managed to do pretty well for me. This is kind of a crapshoot. I think anybody in this group could get it. I do like Russell Henley. I have him in a couple of different spots, and I think he's going to probably come out on top this week. You got Ben Griffin, who needs these points. You got Cameron Young, who also needs these points. I think Corey Connors is pretty much out of it at this point. But, give me Russell Henley in Group C at plus 260.
The Russell Henley action for our guy, MMA Jeff here. Again, keeping it moving, guys. We've got Group D. We'll roll on here for my next selection. Group D consists of Hideki Matsuyama, former winner. This guy won here just a year ago, Hideki Matsuyama. Keegan Bradley. Interesting note for Keegan Bradley. He talked about this last week. He's not just going to auto bid himself into this. Even though he's a captain, he's not just going to auto bid himself into the Ryder Cup. So right now he sits in that top 10-ish position, trying to look his way in. I believe it was the top 5 that are going to make this thing, top 6. I can't recall offhand. In any event, Robert McIntyre's in this. Harry English and the local out of nowhere guy, Chris Gotterup, round out that top 5 setting. Group D battles, and this was a very tricky one for me. This is probably one of my favorite setups here because they're all great price tags. I mean, it's hard. Obviously, the winner is going to be the right way, but it's hard to go any other. And I got to look at a couple different guys. I'm going to put one of them in my overall winners. I like Chris Gotterup here, though.
I know what you're thinking. Total glow up. What's her secret? Fine, I'll spill. I totally upgraded with Verizon. Everyone gets a free phone with any plan, even if you're already a customer, like me. Now I have Google Gemini. It's like a little glam squad in my pocket. Gemini, what eye makeup goes with this lipstick?
I'd suggest a classic cat eye.
Wow, setting the bar high for daycare pickup. Get in on this.
Plus 360. Yeah, we talked about his Scottish Open, talked about his British Open, aka the Open. He flies back stateside. Maybe he got a little jet lagged as he went out there, but look, clearly shit to bet. He goes off to the 3M and he finishes for a top 10 finish out there. This guy's got all the motivation in the world. He is sitting there, very much a position to strike. He wants to get himself qualified for this first time and maybe be a Ryder Cup guy as well. So a plus 360 price tag for Chris Gotterup, Jeff. Before you move on, lots of different ways for us to play these spots that we're giving you guys some great price tags, Jeff. Do you ever do round robins?
I used to do those. I don't really play in that. I haven't done one in probably about 2 years now. I'm a fan of them, but I generally bet it throughout the week as well. So by the time I start to finish 4 days of golf, and I'm generally wrapped up pretty heavy. So I don't do the round robins anymore. How about you?
Every so often. I was thinking about that as we were looking at this card the other day, talking about some of these golf matchups with 6 rounds and just trying to pick, one player per. If you set it up, and anybody that's not familiar with round robin betting, it's basically you picking your spots, you're picking your selections, and then you're telling the book to give you a designated number of parlays, and they'll mix it up so that it covers all the bases out there. If you have 6 players and you want to do a 2-man parlay, then they'll put all 6 of those guys in the various 2-man parlays that cover it, 3-man parlays, 4-man parlays. But I thought it was a timely consideration, considering we're only given these 6 players, not the top 20s and top 10s that we traditionally did. You can certainly play these guys as such, but might be an interesting way to attack it. Maybe group a couple, 2 or 3 of these guys that you like on your own in your group bettings out there, and see what the books can come together to give you a shot to make some big scores. When we're talking about price tags in the plus 300s and plus 350s, they can certainly pay out nice, Jeff. But look, Group E is yours. 2 group selections left. We'll give you guys our outright winners as well. Bring us into Group E. You've got Jordan Spieth, Maverick McNeely, Harry Hall, JJ Spawn, and what do you want to call this guy? Recent celebrity, Wyndham Clark, sitting there at plus 360. How you going at this one?
I think Wyndham's got too much going on after he beat that locker up and all. He got all the flack for it. Good for him being passionate, but I think that might have screwed his head up a little bit. I was on Harry Hall the last couple of weeks. I feel like I've been on him a lot more recently, but he's actually seems to be taking a little bit of a dip in his game his play all around. And, I think Jordan Spieth, I think he's got a lot riding on this to push himself into the Ryder Cup. I think he's probably going to need 2 of these 3 victories in order to actually get a shot at the Ryder Cup. I'm going to roll with Maverick McNeely in this one, the Group E winner at plus 320. I think Maverick's been having a pretty solid run at it, and he's another one who needs these points. And I can see him finding his way across the finish line here.
Maverick McNeely action. Group F brings us home for the top 6. These are group betting. Certainly have plenty of different ways to play, and we talked about round robins. Consider these players that we're reading off. Every book's a little bit different. If you don't have these golf matchups, maybe look head to head. And when you see a guy like Aaron Ray versus a Shane Lowry or Jake Knapp, Daniel Berger, or Jason Day, keep in mind the guy I like in this spot here is Aaron Ray. He's a plus 250 price tag. He's the odds-on favorite in this group at plus 250. So I think it's a really fun way to play it right now. Why do I like this guy? Well, he's had some significant or some series success here at this track. He's been battling. He's got some great starts in the first 2 rounds of various number of tournaments the last 2-3 months. He ranks number 55 right now. So you got a guy that's motivated to try to get into that top 50, make himself to the next round of this FedEx Cup. He's not too far behind. Literally, he's about 38, 39 points behind JT Poston to climb into that 51st position, if not better. And at a plus 250 price tag, I think there's a lot of opportunity here. A lot of great guys, a lot of great names in this grouping as well for price tags. But I like Aaron Ray to move us into our outright bets, Jeff, here. What do we got? How are you going to try to go and take the big score? I know it's not going to be Scotty Scheffler. Talk to us about your outright winners.
No, it certainly won't be Scheffler. I'm not saying he's not going to win it, but I certainly won't be putting my money on him. I'm going to roll with the same guy that I picked for Group C, Russell Henley. I got Russell at a 30 to 1 for the outright win. I think he could get it done. I think he's probably going to have a hot start out there, so I might even look to play him at 35 to 1 for the outright or first round leader. I'm sorry, but outright leader Russell Henley plus 3,000 for me. What are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm kind of looking at a couple different spots that I like here. I'm going to go to Harry English. I talked about the Chris Gotterup matchup, and Chris Gotterup at plus 360. I like him to win that round, but I can't dismiss Harry English. A little bit older, a little bit more the elder statesman. Is he having his second wind, if you will? He's won here before. Granted, it's been over 10 years. The thing I like here, I mentioned the undulation, balls being above or below your feet. I mentioned the water. Where's the biggest factor that somebody can make an impact? It's the iron game, right? So being able to control and have the old steady Eddie out there. He's been a streaky putter, if that. But here's the other factor. 5th in the field in strokes gained over the last 3 months, despite his situation and how things have positively or negatively been going for him out there. I got to take a little Harry English. I think this is a good opportunity for him to go out there and try to sneak the flag. He's around 45 to 1. So I think there's a really reasonable shot to take a whack with this guy. And that doesn't mean there's not several other players that might make honorable mention here. But again, they're playing for this tournament. Moreover, they're trying to win the FedEx. So those motivation factors that we talked about are big. Certainly, you can't go wrong with guys like Colin Morikawa, Keegan Bradley. He ranks 7th, is where Keegan Bradley ranks out there, but 10th in the Ryder Cup standing. So there's got to be some motivation for Keegan, Justin Thomas, just a few guys to name in this field. But that being said, Jeff, any closing thoughts? Tell them what's going on and where they can find you.
Yeah, I actually heard an interesting stat. I have to fact check it. It was on the PGA radio, but Oberg has been cut from every major event this year.
Oh,
I got to check that. I got to fact check, but they played it it was on Sirius XM, so I got to imagine they fact checked it, but I do want to take a look at that. I might look into playing him to miss the cut as a sneaky play. I have not looked into it. I heard it on my way home today, so I will certainly check that out. But yeah, you can find me over at X MMA Jeff 19. As always, we'll have some first strike plays coming out. We're running pretty hot the last couple of weeks. And we got the Saturday show, which is, I think, at 4 or 4:30 this weekend. So it's a little bit earlier. I think there's only 11 fights on the card, but it should be a decent one. Outright, I think we're going to see some solid plays this weekend. Looking forward to it.
Good stuff. We'll be live betting. We have preseason NFL football popping off here this week. Of course, this will be week 1. We had that little sneaker last week with the Hall of Fame game. Nice cash. I saw you on that, the total. I was on the side. And we're going to give you guys more action here. Jeff mentioned joining us Saturday live, 4 p.m. We'll pop off for this UFC card. We'll give you guys more preseason football should line up on Saturday. We've got Major League Baseball. We've got WNBA. We're just getting started. Get yourselves ready. Have fun playing your golf bets tonight. You can find me at PimpSlapPod on X. On behalf of the Sports Money crew, thanks for checking us out. Smash the thumbs up. Hit the notification button. You don't want to miss the content when we drop it. and make sure you subscribe to the channel, show the support. Appreciate everyone taking the time. Have a great day.
This Italian trick with raw tomato is making
There's a war going on, the books can't escape from the cold of morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Wednesday, August 6th. Hope that was okay. Hope that's going to work for you guys. A little intro to the shows. We're going to start to try to make sure that if you don't get a chance to see the videos, we lead into some of our programming with some of the content that we make here. We know that you don't always have time or even want to watch it all, but if you stop by, you might catch some great sports betting action while you're, waiting for me, I guess. I could come on earlier. I didn't know it was such a big deal. Thanks to everybody in the chat for the cute comments. But yeah, we're going to try to do something to lead into our shows a little bit. You'll see more of our programming kind of sandwiching our regular bookend programming during the weekdays with Mikey and I a little bit, and also into the weekend shows as well. You know, you can you can get ready for the shows here on the Sports Money Network. For example, on Saturday, we'll lead into our UFC coverage with our UFC programming. So you'll be able to maybe enjoy some other programming or get ready for the shows. So I think that's just what we're doing. Hopefully that's okay. And hopefully you enjoyed the preview there from Mikey and Jeff as they get ready for the FedEx St. Jude Cup here this weekend, including the first event in Memphis of the FedEx Cup playoffs, which start on Thursday. And they play a few tournaments to whittle it down. I got my toothpaste face here or cookie face or something like that. I might have been eating some cookies this morning. Hey, we got some steam right now to start the day off. I'll say hello to everybody in the chat and get the show started. Cardinals, Dodgers tonight. What do you think? Will it go over tonight with Liberatore and Shohei Ohtani on the mound? They gave me a hard time last night. I guess the cramping was okay, and we know that Shohei will pitch tonight. And hopefully you joined us yesterday with Sharpie yesterday with the picks, with the live betting show. We had a great time there with Sharpie previewing the action. I tried to give him a hard time about Shohei Ohtani, but we know he's going here today. And we're seeing steam here to the over now. Look at that. A game at home with Ohtani pitching, and the total is 9.5. What can we get out of Ohtani today? Can we get 4 innings out of him, or will he cramp up there? So we'll see. I think there could still be some type of lingering issue, but I don't want to be negative. I mean, this guy is the best of our time, so we want him in there. I don't want to see him miss any time or, have an arm injury or anything like that. Let me say hello to everybody in the chat and get ready for the show. Andrew K is here. He's ready to make some bets on the flying prophylactics here today. So get ready, Andrew. He's ready to go in that one. We're going to have, maybe they'll have a contest at halftime there. They can have some wild contests. Thanks, everybody, for the comments here about our additional programming. Maybe you already watch it. No big deal. Just come at the normal time. I'm not retired yet. Just a great something to consider here with our program. We want to show more of it. We want to get more eyeballs viewing all the shows. If you don't have time, we're going to show it here. Tomorrow we'll play the UFC shows for the next 2 days as the lead-in, using some of our inventory to kind of just keep everybody, I don't know, entertained or get the picks in there. That's what we need to do. Hey, Cedric is here. Thank you. Nice to see you, Cedric. Really appreciate you. Good morning. Andrew K. Everybody's ready for today. And Vitalis here. He's ready to go too. We might get Vitalis one of these times here coming onto the Sports Money Network, they told me. All right, yep, there it was. Mikey standing by in the chat. Hope it was a good idea. What do you guys think? And Laker boy here today, Dougie Wise says the Reds today. His pick. Go over some of the action from yesterday. Thought we had a pretty good day, actually, with some of the winners here. Mikey talking about that golf action in the chat. Cash Kane here today. Nicholas Handy as well, ready to go. And Bobby Mack here. Nuke is here today. Thank you, Nuke. And, we could start it at 8:45 and I could show up at 9. Hey, there's some more steam coming in right now with the Athletics and the Washington Nationals under. Didn't they watch the game yesterday? And under the steam is coming in with the Athletics and Washington. Man, this thing's down to is it really down to 8.5 over 25 here today with the Athletics in Washington? Did they forget how to hit? Well, maybe because it's in Washington. It's not in Oakland, but we'll see about that. I don't know. All right. And let's see here. Blue, everybody knows what time we didn't start. When we first started the show, it started at 9, but I just keep getting, I keep looking at the stuff there. I don't know. We'll try to post. We'll try to go to half hour earlier. I don't know. We always try on different stuff, and I don't like going so late. But we have a great morning sports betting morning card today, and it's going to be mostly day card today. How about that on our Wednesday coverage here today with the baseball card? Man, mostly a day card, so that's going to be exciting. Today to have all this daytime action. All right, Andrew K. talking tennis. Man, I whiffed on one big time there yesterday. That was pretty embarrassing. I thought, man, Madison Keys did not have a good day at all. Hey, everyone, like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube. And really appreciate the reactions there a little bit. Look, we got some nice programming here. So, Fernando, hey, you could always go back and watch the shows here. But look, not everyone sees the shows, right? You got to go back and take it. So, just a little lead in, like I said. All right, Dave. Hey, check. Dave and I will be doing some programming tonight. We're going to start our high school football coverage for our folks in East County of San Diego. I guess that's about all I can say about it. And thank you, Dave, for being my partner again this season for high school football. That's what I do on Friday nights. You might know already if you've been following me for years, but you can check it out on my X feed for those of you here on the Sports Buddy Network. All right, this new programming just there. It won't be if they win, right? All right. Texas and how about it last night with some of the action? I want to get into some of the action here right now. Good morning to JM as well. And I didn't appreciate the first half totals, Terrell. I think I lost them, but yeah, we did come through with some winners there also in the WNBA last night. So all right, and Tony Cobbs, there's Tony taking a few days off from me there. Thank you, Tony. Good to see you. Trevor Davis there. NYC Bar brought home the winners. Tony talking about how good those Phillies look right now. And let's see here. Dougie likes the A's today. Blue team total over for probably, I don't know what those games are. All right. And let's see here. I think that might be it for the moment. Let's go over some of the action here from yesterday and recap the action. And also, the thing is, I also get a chance to kind of fire up the YouTube algorithm when it comes to who's already active in the chat. AOD, Vitalis in there, Blue, Cash Kane, Bobby Mack, Nick Handy, Nuke Worker, and Cedric as well in there, Terrell, and Nasty Nate. All right, let's go over some of the action yesterday in baseball. See if I didn't start well. I did not start well. I know that. And then things kind of got rolling, but I did roll out some losers early on the results. But hey, we did have a winner with the Athletics. Yeah, I had the Athletics at least here on the show yesterday in their win. A good win for the A's against Washington. They blasted them with a bunch of runs again. We saw the A's scored just 16 runs in the game against Washington. Guess it's going under today, huh? 16-7 with Severino over Gore, and our Tony's picks high roller premium was on the over in that game. So we scored there for sure. Also had a high roller pick with the Philadelphia Phillies yesterday as well. Phillies, of course, beat the Orioles. Kepler 2-run home run, and they knocked them off there yesterday 5-0 with a shutout. Taijuan Walker gets the start. Also, we had a winner with our sports money premiums with Cleveland and the Mets game to go under. Stephen Kwan, RBI single in that one. Cleveland's won 18 of 25 right now. New York 63 and 51, but the Mets drop it. We did have Cleveland on the run line here yesterday as our winner on the morning steam show. We also had the Milwaukee Brewers in their win over the Braves. Andrew Vaughn, 2-run single. They won their 5th straight game. The Brewers continue to roll here right now. 7-2 win over Atlanta. We also had here on the show the under with Cincinnati and the Cubs with Littell and Imanaga in that 5-1 win over the Reds. And hope you caught me yesterday on the Tony's Picks happy hour, 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific, over on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, as I had the Cincinnati Reds as my pick over there on the show. Also, hopefully you're checking me out on the Cover the Spread show every day here on YouTube. I'm joined by Al Zawacki and also by Al Ninos. I had the Texas Rangers as my top play on the show yesterday over the Yankees with Judge back in the lineup. The Yankees scored 0 in a 2-0 win for Texas. They got those runs late and did the job there. Rowdy Tellez, 2-run single. Tony's brother, Tony's nephew. And New York's lost 5 in a row and 13 of 20 right now. They're only 6 games over 500. You guys are rapping about the standings there. Boy, I'm excited today with our new format. Yankees, inside that playoff bubble, but right now, 2.5 back of the Red Sox for number 1 in the wild card. And, of course, Toronto leading the division still. We did have the under in the picks yesterday here on the Morning Steam show in that game with the 2-0 final. Too bad it wasn't 1-0. It'd be another one of those 1-0 unders that we have. All right, also had yesterday Toronto on the sports money premiums as I had the Blue Jays. They rock Colorado 10-4. Blue Jays just hit 5 more home runs. That's all in that win. We also had the over here on the Morning Steam show. Final score was 10-4 Toronto. Also, over on the Cover the Spread show yesterday, I did have the Padres and the Arizona Diamondbacks game to go over. Padres 5 runs in the extra inning to get that win, 10-5 over Arizona last night. Arizona bullpen ran out of steam, and the Padres got the win. They scored 5 runs actually in the 11th inning. They blew the lead in the 8th with Mason Miller came in and kind of blew it there a little bit. Laureano 2-run double, Bogart's home run, but Arise triggered the big rally there. Gurriel homers for Arizona, 2 homers for Arizona. Actually, Yu Darvish didn't look too good, but Arizona walked a bunch of batters, man. They got jobbed on one call, that's for sure. It was definitely a strike there, but they called it ball 4. Padres went on to win. There in the game, remained 3 games back of LA. Also, morning's team winner yesterday with Seattle, and we had them on the run line here against the White Sox yesterday, and the Seattle Mariners won it 8-3. There, a pretty convincing victory. Suarez, Naylor, couple of 2-run home runs for the M's in that one. All right, real quick, WNBA, we had some winners as well. Want to shout out Mikey Money. He had that big winner with the Dallas Wings yesterday and his sports money premiums. Check them out over at winnable.com. We'll tell you about that in just a moment. But Mikey had the Wings. It was a sweat, and then they got it done against the Liberty. Liberty did win the game, of course, 85-76, but the Wings were getting double digits. And, hey, I had the under here on the Morning Steam show yesterday. I said, hey, what? That thing went up 5-6 points on that total? I'm going under in the Wings and the Liberty, and it did go way under in that one. We also had the under here on the show with Washington and Chicago yesterday, but it was Chicago that got the win, 78-64, as they looked sharp in that game with Atkins back in the lineup, Cardoso, double-double in that one, and Washington, they might not be quite there with some of the other teams now. We talked about they were kind of up there for a little bit battling. They're still, playoff challenge here. They're going to be involved in the little bit of a race. But right now, it's the Mystics that have fallen behind even the Sparks. They've fallen to 10th place right now. We also had the sports money premium winner, Connecticut and Phoenix game to go under. And a winner here for me yesterday in the 82-66 victory there for Phoenix. And we had the under as our sports money premium. Also had the premium pick winner over at Tony's Picks with my high roller boutique plays with the Sparks getting the win yesterday. 191, the Sparks crushed the Fever. We did go with the over here on the Morning Steam show. How about that? Yesterday with Indiana and LA, and I guess I did have the over in the first half in that one over on the WNBA show. Make sure you're joining me every day for that show with Ron Crawford, Justin McKelvey, and some other analysts as well, as we have the WNBA 2-3 zone show over there on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. I'm joined by those guys every day, and yeah, I did have the first half over winner there as well as the full game winner here on the show yesterday. And late night, Minnesota was able to beat Seattle. Wasn't that exciting at the end with Seattle making all those 3-pointers? Didn't work out for me as I was on Seattle here on the show yesterday, but pretty exciting game, and Minnesota just beating everybody. Doesn't matter. They just beat everybody. All right. That's it for the recap, and let's take a look and say hello to a few more folks. We can start with the show. We've got baseball. We've got early baseball, one game of the WNBA. Anything else you want to talk about today, let me know, and we'll get into it. But we do have today UEFA Champions League qualifying, and also tonight more CONCACAF Nations Cup as well, and there's also some Europa League today in soccer, USL for all you sickos out there. Thank you, AOD, for being here today as well. Appreciate it. As Terrell says, Minnesota looked good, and they'll win it all. Who's going to challenge Minnesota at this point? And Dave, hello. There he is again. Says Padres with those 10 points there. Brew Crew continuing to rock. Nuke says, will Boone get fired? I mean, he's just a cheerleader at this point, isn't he, Nuke? Every day. We know these guys are going to come around. We keep saying it, but we need them to come around. Phillies extending their lead as well. Thank you, Mikey, for that. We talking about the golf. Fernando there on the 11 is what his Brewers are doing here. And Blue had the Nationals over. Dave says, can the Padres choke this and not make the playoffs? Man, I hope not. Man, they can get in there. I think they can get in there, but, oh, man, they got some – just when you think they're at least they're playing so well right now that maybe the record will get them in there. But really, could you take the Padres over a team like Milwaukee right now? I don't know if you could. Could you take them? I think if I had to look up and down the standings of who they could beat out of these division winners, right? Because they're going to be a wild card now. They could finish with a good wild card if they could catch them, but could they beat the Phillies? Could they beat the Brewers? I don't know if they can. And they certainly, if they can't beat some of these teams, they can't beat the Dodgers. Laker Boy says, let's get to some of the upsets here today. Some of the underdogs. Irish King. Also, he won early with the A's. Great comments today. You guys are on fire here in the chat. Sparks did a nice job there yesterday. Now, there is certainly, I'll tell you what, they probably rushed Cameron Brink. I mean, not rushed her physically, but doesn't really look like she's totally into it yet. I'm sure it'll work out, but man, she looks, talk about rust. There is some rust around Cameron Brink. I don't know if I said that right. You might get tired of winning. Please, too much winning. We had some fun last night with Sharpie on our Tuesday night live stream. And Fernando with some soccer action as well. Jermaine is there. NYC VAR. Thank you, everybody. I think Blues said, what weird day, because we got all these day games. We're only 3 hours away from getting things rolling here. All right, there's that A's. Nuke loves the day baseball. Makes the day go by faster, getting ready. I mean, really, when we get to the night, we'll be like ready to go, hey, where's our games? Public Enemy, nice to see Public Enemy there today. Fernando, all right. Hey, everyone, you can get my best bets over at winnable.com/Ramon. Get the picks from the team here at winnable.com. Let me run it here, our new commercial. This saves me some time, and maybe I can catch my breath once in a while.
It's your boy, Mikey Money. I'm inviting you to join the Sports Money crew on Winnable. Get all of our premium best bet selections.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays sent straight to your phone right when you need them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
So check us out over at winnable.com. Myself, Mikey, and Jeff get more plays from the team here at winnable.com. All right, appreciate that. And there we go. Okay, I'm just trying to work. I'll get smoother on this as we go along here, but there we go. Bring it back here and get ready to start the show with our previews here right now. And going to be a good show because we got some winners. I know it. The way we're rolling here right now. Let's start it off here in Major League Baseball with the coverage of the card. And we're going to start off here with the Giants here in this one. They're going up against the Pirates. You got Robbie Ray. He's up against Andrew Haney in this one. You got the Pirates on the road here right now at minus $1.50 or so. The total looks to be right now at about, it looks like 8 over for the most part. This one's on the move a little bit higher here at this point with Ray and Haney. Let's get into it here with you guys. You can start chiming in and making the picks here right now. For Robbie Ray, comes in here with a 2.85 ERA, 201 batting average against, 245 BABIP, 111 on the whip. Ray is 9-5. The Giants are 16-7 with Ray on the mound. Haney comes in with a 5-9 record. The Pirates are 7-14 with Haney on the mound. These two pitchers are a combined 14-27 to the under. That's like 35%, 65% unders when these two guys, when they're on the mound for their respective teams here this season. Now the Giants were able to take it down there yesterday, right? It feels like they're kind of dominating this series a little bit, but I don't know. I might be on the Pirates here actually today. Let's see what you guys have in the chat. I know I'd be on an island because the Giants got off on them early and kind of drubbed them there, but I might be on the dog today. I don't know. I'm not looking for attention, but let me see what you guys got. We'll cover some of the trends with these two. San Francisco, remember, has dropped 14 of their last 19 games coming in. They got the win, but that was their first win over the Bucks in the last 5 games against them. Pittsburgh has still won 10 of their last 14. They've gone 6-2 in their last 8 at home. Robbie Ray's strong. I mean, I'd rather maybe look for a different pitcher. I'm not saying it's a spot play at all, and I know a lot of people not really too fond of Haney. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to be on the island here taking the Pirates today. Let me see what the run line is. I don't even know if I can go. I'm probably going to go money line here, but let me see. If it's under $1.50, maybe I can add the 1.5 because I know you guys are going to be strong. I don't know if there's going to be many to agree. It's $1.30, so please give me the 1.5. I'm going to go minus $1.30 here with Pittsburgh. I guess I could get all show off and say, hey, give them to me on the money line here, but maybe I'll sprinkle it instead. Let's see what you guys have in this one. I know it's going to be a lot of Giants. Somebody will be on the Pirates with me. I'm taking the Pirates today, though. All right, let's see who we got. Anybody here? We got Giants, first 5 here for Public Enemy. Blue says, if there's a gun to my head, I'd probably take San Francisco in the under. If there's a gun to my head, I'd probably go for the gun. Let's see here. Tariq says he likes the Giants team total under and the Pirates on the money line. NYC Bars on the Giants here. Vitalis says this is a steal with Robbie Ray at $1.50. So I get it. I have no problem with that proclamation. I couldn't necessarily, I think Manfred, other than the Giants bats, right? We know the Giants. Look, they scored 8. Good job, Giants. But, they're still, I would say the Giants are not hitting well. I think we can agree there at least that it's been a struggle over the last several weeks and doesn't seem like much end in sight. Giants should win for sure. Vitalis, great commentary here. Robbie Ray, strikeout prop over. The Bucks do strike out a lot, no doubt about it. Here's a Nerfy for Blue. And Terrell says it's been a fun series. All right, guess that's it for you guys. I'm on the the Pirates here. I'll take them on the run line today with Ray and Haney. That's what I'm going to do for this particular match today. I'm going to the dog. Look, it is Wednesday. We're in the day game. We're in the getaway. So maybe there's a little bit of that in I've got to add a little bit of, if I'm going to take the Bucks here, I've got to throw in a little, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say randomness. Contrarian. I'm trying to think of the right word for it here. I need some other factors maybe than that's handicapping, right? Rather than just lining it up. All right, next up, we got the Phillies and the Orioles here from Philadelphia. Phillies, $1.75, 8 over 15. Really, Phillies, $1.75, huh? With Ranger Suarez on the mound. He's up against Rogers here, making the start. Couple left-handers in this one today. And, well, can I go to the Orioles here possibly? I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can. But let's see what you guys are going to do in this one with Baltimore today and Philly. Do want to give maybe Baltimore a little bit of a chance here to maybe score some run. I don't know, not against Suarez. Let's take a look. For Baltimore here with Rodgers, got a 1.44 ERA, just 9 starts so far. 0.74 whip, 149 batting average against, and a 185 BABIP. It's going to give him a big chance here the way he's going for Rodgers, but he's up against Ranger Suarez, Mr. Rangers here, 8-4. Record 2.5 ERA, 111 whip, 222 batting average against, and a 284 BABIP. So pretty good starting pitching matchup for sure here in this one. And should be awesome here. Pitching matchup, I think, but the Phillies have won the first 2 games of the series here coming in. Now, the widely reported steam did come in on Philly. That's what we're mentioning there at $1.75. I'd almost go to Baltimore just because of the move here. But look, maybe it's not outrageous. Philly did smash them pretty good, put the beat down on them, and said, you know what, this isn't really a close matchup at all here. These 2 pitchers are combined 8-15 to the under this season. That's almost like the last game I just mentioned, just with a smaller sample size. The widely reported steam did come in on the under here. For Baltimore, they've dropped 5 of their last 6. They've lost 5 of their last 7 against the Phillies. They've also gone just 1-4 in their last 5 games on the road. Philadelphia's won 4 of their last 5. They've gone 6-2 in their last 8 games at home. Got to lay the run line here if you're going to back Philly. It feels like Baltimore has dropped 6 of their last 7 when playing in Philadelphia. Let's see. Let's go to the chat and see what you got. All right. Let's see here. Timmy's on that last game there a little bit. Andrew talking about that Red Sox Yankees. Going to be some fun. Blues on the Phillies for sure here, it looks like. Phillies are on a mission and they're wishing. Nuke. Back to the Phillies run line, take that plus money again. They maybe found somebody they can beat here. And man, that doesn't sound, it's plus money here, even with this $1.75. I'm showing $1.79 at Bovada right now. Tariq is on the first 5 under. Phillies first 5 run line for Robert McCormick. And Terrell's trying to help me out. And other factors, Terrell, intangibles would have to get you on Baltimore today, I would think. Rodgers aren't bad. No good numbers for sure. And can he get some run support against Suarez? I think that's the problem. You're going against a guy also with pretty good numbers for sure. And I think, look, you could say that Rodgers' numbers are certainly better than Suarez, but I think when you drop down the sample size and the fact that you're on, the pitching could be an even matchup there a little bit, right? That's what it feels like. All right, Blue, maybe a nerfy here. Fernando on the under. And Terrell says Baltimore over on their team total. And yep. I'll do it still, Nuke. I'll still do it. I'm gonna lay a 1.5 here in this game. And look, at $1.50, I don't know if that was ever going to be a thing, but all right. I think that'll do it for that one. Next up, it's going to be, I got to change Minnesota. Hold on a second here. Minnesota's got a new pitcher. They've gone, it's going to be one of those bullpen games. They've had about 5 pitchers already in the last 2 hours, it feels like. But the Tigers here against Minnesota, $1.45, and the total 8 flat, mostly here at this point. There we go. So the Twins are going to have an opener here with Pearson Ole. We saw Pearson Ole make his major league debut just a week ago there. And That was pretty good. So he'll be getting the start here today for Ole. Did have 4 strikeouts over 3 innings in that debut. So, maybe it can even go a little longer. I would imagine that would work for them. I don't know if it's a pitch count necessarily or what they need to do. We know Minnesota, we're seeing some different names here. Also, McCann also could be going in there today, as it'll definitely be a bullpen game here for for Minnesota. And the widely reported steam did come in on Detroit in this game. For Flaherty here, 6-10 record, 4.36 ERA. You don't like to be 6-10, and the team's 7-15 with Flaherty. They're 17 games over 500. This guy's 8 games under 500. 4.36 ERA, 1.25 WHIP, 222 batting average against, and a 290 BABIP. For the Tigers here, they've won 6 of their last 9, including 5 of their last 6 games at home. Minnesota's 2-5 in their last 7 games overall. Minnesota's gone over in 6 of their last 7 games coming into this one. Detroit's gone over in 4 of their last 5. But is that what's going to happen here? Let me get the down low from the chat here with Detroit. $1.45. Let's see what you guys have in this one. I'll go to the chat. Is it not $1? Is it still $1? No, I'm sorry, you guys. I was like, system play. It's actually $1.70. Oh, I think maybe that was with the last pitch. Who else was pitching? I don't even know if that was it. I got to fix that, though. My bad. I'll call it $1.70. There's some $1.60s out there as well, but it's mostly $1.70. But the total is 8, maybe shaded. That's why you got to look at the run line here, I guess, if you're looking to do something. It's almost a little bit like, you know what? Let's see what you guys have in the chat in this game. Because, look, Detroit, we know that they're cruising along here right now and feels like cruise control. They're not really punching it over the goal line here, it feels like. We got a long way to go, but Detroit right now at 66 and 49 right now, leading the division here. So that's okay. Still on top, but got to worry a little bit if you can't play anything but 500 ball here right now, like Detroit's doing. You got Cleveland still 7.5 back. You're going to give them a chance. Kansas City still trying to stay in there. So Minnesota's in 4th. We know they're way back and probably out of it. I'm going to the chat right now. Talk me off of it. I'm kind of starting to think maybe a little bit of Minnesota action here. And maybe that price has just gone a little bit too high. Even though that was please, a typo. Okay, here we go. With Ole and Flaherty, I'm looking for the comments here. Get going. Here we go. I think I got it. Zach Hatton, good morning. Hello. The Tigers here for Cash Kane. Going to lay that run line here. Just doesn't feel like the Tigers are too hot, but Minnesota, it ain't born, it's born here, ready to go. He's ready to go here in this one, right? So let's see here. And Nuke saying that Joe Ryan will be ready for this. They didn't trade him. They didn't trade him, right? So maybe Joe Ryan should be in there. Is that? Let me see here. He says that the CBS. Hopefully their sports department's all right, but I think Ryan. We're not going to see him until. Let's see. Oh, tomorrow's an off day, so I think Ryan is scheduled to go for tomorrow. Oh, there's Nuke. There he says it right there. Flaherty's K's here for Cash Kane. Tigers over there. And Owie. No, it's not Owie. It's not Owie. It's not Owie, but it could be Owie, but it's Owl. All right. Take the Tigers in this one. You got Pearson on 3 days rest. Yeah, they're going to have to do something there with the bullpen game for sure right now, but they'll be mopping it together here, it feels like. Public Enemy likes the first 5 under here in this one. And Zach says, ole, 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 ole. Okay. Jermaine says off of a loss, he's going to go to Detroit today. That's what he's going to do. No, that's not what he says. I don't need to put anybody on a side here a little bit, right? But Duke says, are we sure he's not pitching today? I could check on it, but feels to me like it's old and that Ryan was going to go tomorrow. But you keep that in mind. All right. Nuke's not even sure here. Flaherty's been good. Last couple of starts there. Tigers on a bounce back for Tariq. Jermaine says, I think here he says, Detroit off a loss over record is strong. That's what he's saying. All right. And Tariq says Tigers line getting a little high in there. Detroit has more. Yeah, the Twins, they seem to be toast, right? So, all right. Think we got it. Let's see here. Torkelson for an RBI for Timmy. Robert likes the over here. Nuke's off the game, maybe it sounds like. Flea Mathis, hello. All right. I'm going to take the Twins on the run line today in this one. Not real fond of what I'm seeing from Detroit, just a little bit of inconsistency. We're seeing some wins. We're seeing some losses here. I know it's looked okay here of late in Detroit, but I think we can agree that ever since they got up to 20, like 20 games over 500, they've stalled. They've stalled a bit. Now, I'm not saying this is the best chance for Minnesota. You guys are even questioning what's going on with their pitching situation. But I'll go ahead and take the Twins here on the run line at plus 1.5 at minus, oh gosh, it's $1.50. All right. I'm taking it, though, today. I know I've hit some of these higher run lines of late. Maybe I'm getting a little bit out of control, but I'm taking the Twins today. Okay, 9 Legacy Tigers run line. I don't mind any of these Tigers run lines here. I get it. Oh, let me fix the scoreboard here a little bit. See some of the programs I watch right on my cookies there. Okay, Jeopardy. You know me. You know me on Jeopardy, man. You come on. You gonna play Ramon Scott on Jeopardy? Come on. Okay, now next up we've got the Guardians today here taking on the Mets. For the Guardians, Gavin Williams gets the start. He's up here against David Peterson. It's not a bad pitching matchup. We got Peterson here at $1. Oh man, he's up to $1.80. This is what I'm talking about. I mean, these lines are getting a little high. It's hard to commit to. I know it's hard to commit sometimes to an underdog, even on the run line, like a wimp like me does. But let's see how you have it here. The widely reported steam did come in on the Mets, and that's what we're kind of seeing here. It feels like in this one. For the Guardians coming in here, Gavin Williams, 6-4, 3.33 ERA, 1.35 WHIP, 2.22 batting average against, 269 the BABIP. For Peterson here, the left-hander, 21 starts, 7-4 record. He's 7-13 to the under. Is Peterson to 2.83 ERA, 1.23 WHIP, 240 batting average against, and a 2.95 BABIP. For the Mets here, they come in having lost 7 of their last 8 games. They've lost 4 of their last 5 at home, but they have defeated Cleveland in 7 of their last 9 games at home against the Guardians. Now, that's about a 6-year sample size, but Cleveland's won 9 of their last 12 on the road. They've won 6 of their last 7 overall, and they beat the Mets in 5 straight. Following the game there yesterday with a 3-2 win. And yeah, we were on Cleveland there a little bit, but what are you going to do today? Cleveland and the Mets. Let's go to the chat and see what you have here. Pretty good ball game, huh? Not much from the chat so far. Encyclopedia Blue, nowadays people would say, what's an encyclopedia? But you better, did I have World Book in my home? You better, we didn't have the internet. I went through every World Book. I guess I was just lonely and didn't have a girlfriend or something, but the Blue, and don't believe everything that was in those encyclopedias now looking back on it, right? I mean, most of it, wasn't Wikipedia, but there might have been a couple of tall tales in there or misinformation in the World Book Encyclopedia. All right, first 5 under, full game under. Over here for NYC VAR. And Timmy Chushu says this is good pitching. He'll take the under. Bobby McCormick says go under. Yeah, more news says now it's Wikipedia. A lot of people, believe it, I know I'm kidding you kind of, but a lot of people don't even believe Wikipedia. They think that's kind of on the left. Wikipedia's on the left. Guardians first 5. Gavin Williams hasn't been that bad. No. Gavin Williams has not been that bad. That's for sure. All right. I guess I got to make my call here. Just a matter of going side or total here. Because I got maybe a little bit of a readjustment. This total keeps falling, man. For sure. Let me take a look at this here real quick with you guys. I mean, I'm pretty sure I know which direction to go here, but just want to take a sneak peek here real quick because this total kept dropping. I want to see if this is officially getting steamed here a little bit with the Guardians and the Mets. Yeah, it did, right? It was there around 8 or so. All right. I think this is the Mets this time. I'm going to go with the Mets here in this. Oh, man, I don't want to lay this run line. Oh, boy. Did I make a boo-boo here? $1.80. Gosh, you guys. I'm at a loss because I wanted. Okay, the Cleveland. All right, I better just take the under here. Give me the under in this one, you guys. I'm gonna chicken out. I'm gonna chicken out of that run line a little bit because the algorithm over here is all over the Cleveland Guardians. So, and I feel like I'm on Cleveland a little bit here as far as in general right now, and kind of down on the Mets still. And with this price going up, let me just take the dwindling under here since nothing's going my way with the line breaks. So sorry about that, gang. All right, let's see here. And Cash Kane wants Pete. They were on their feet all night last night for Pete to hit that home run. Maybe a Nerfy here for Blue. And the guy used to come to your door selling the encyclopedia, right? They kind of looked like, Jehovah's Witnesses sometimes. I thought it was kind of a scheme or something. Cash Kane says I should lay it. Maybe, I don't know. Right. Timmy says, look, Cleveland sweeping would be what the Mets deserve. I almost feel that. I'm going to go with the under. That one, because I was, kind of wanted under for a premium, but 7.5 now. Let me just go to the total as my pick here on the Morning Steam Show. All right. Next up, it's going to be the Reds taking on the Cubs. And, well, hey, we were on the Reds yesterday. Why wouldn't we be on them today? Let's take a look with Abbott, Andrew Abbott here going. And the Cubs are favored with Horton, right? $1.35 here, it looks like. Total 7.5 under 15. I'm still having a little bit. If I get these lines wrong, let me know, because my line service has been pretty. I'm paying good money for this, man. Shouldn't be having technical difficulties for nearly a week. I know it's not me. Some other technical difficulties, maybe. Okay, so Horton here. Look, Horton. Nobody get on Horton here. I mean, get on his case or anything like that. I mean, this kid's done an incredible job. Looks like a real good major leaguer, doesn't he? 5-3, 3.42 ERA, 1.29 WHIP, 256 batting average against, and a 296 BABIP. Pretty decent numbers for Horton. Cubs are 8-5 with Horton on the mound. 13 starts for Horton. For Abbott here, just 19 starts. He's only 8-1 this season, but the Reds are 13-6 with him on the mound. He'll keep him in the game. If he gets out to a lead, Reds hold on. But sometimes if the Reds are not doing well, or Reds will give it up for Abbott. They'll blow his games is kind of what they're doing, because he's been solid with that 2.15 ERA, 1.11 WHIP, 218 batting average against. Abbott been very strong, no doubt. One of the best in the league so far this season. Get ready to go in the chat. Tell me what you have. But first, I'll tell you that the Reds have won 8 of their last 12 games overall coming into this one. The Reds have gone under in 11 of their last 13 games overall coming in. They've also gone under in 6 of their last 7 on the road. 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams in Wrigley have gone under. See, the total here kind of tells the story, I think, with the weather today. I don't think it's anything to worry about. More wind drifting in, it feels like, for the most part, with the lineups here this afternoon. Let's get the real down low on this. It's the Cubs. So we do, we want to make sure. We want to make sure with the Cubs, right? Wind blowing in from right field, 8 to 10 miles an hour. Temperatures in the low to mid 80s here today. Now, the Cubs have gone under in 4 of their last 5. They've also gone under in 5 of their last 7 at home. This series is a dead solid under for sure. All right, let's see how you have it today here with the Reds and the Cubs. I don't know if I could pass on Abbott as a dog. We've been rolling on the Reds. Look, the Reds are in this race. I mean, they aren't to be cast aside here right now. The Reds are, in fact, just 6.5 back right now of Chicago in the standings. Chicago is right now leading the wild card chase. Cincinnati is the first team, really maybe the only team with a chance at the play. Yes, the Giants are 6 back. Yes, the Cardinals are 6.5. Even the Marlins talking a little bit, but the Reds have a more serious chance. Let's go to the chat here. Reds money line for blue. Jermaine's doing Abbott and Costello. Cash Kane goes with Abbott and the Reds first 5. Hello to Jimmy. Thank you, Jimmy. In show commercial. And hey, we had some other plays in there overnight as well there with the winnable. I think we had some winners there last night in some of those games. In fact, what did we do? How did Lotte do? Did we sweep the overnight card and I'm burying the lead here? I know we went 3-0 in my Japan action. I had Fukuoka over Chibolote. They won. I had the over in that Hanshin Shunichi game. Now I did go 4.5 over 25, but I think they got 5 runs last I looked. I know we had the Rakuten Eagles. They got it done, I'm pretty sure, as well. Took them on a big run line, but hey, I don't care. I'm trying to win. And we had Kaiwoom and NC Dinos over. But did our Kia and Lotte game stay under? I forget. And let's see here. Also, we do have. I got 2 picks also on the premium side for a couple games. You guys turned me on yesterday and today. You got some of the action. I know you guys are betting the women Euro baskets, but I'm going to start getting involved here in the Asian Cup a little bit. I got a couple of plays in the Asian Cup today that I like. I might even, you know what? I mean, I think my dogs, I might even, hey, let me tell you this, if you're a subscriber, that parlay, the money line parlay in that, of the 2 underdogs that I'm recommending, I think it pays 35 to 1, and I wouldn't think you're crazy for putting 10 or 20 bucks on it. Maybe 50, I don't know. Over for NYC Bar here. Zach says Abbott and the Reds today. No, Jermaine says blowing in. Jermaine did confirm blowing in 8 to 10 miles an hour. I think he sees it the way he has our weather covered. Jimbo here. He's got the Reds. Cubs team total under here for Jermaine. Cash Kane going under. Public Enemies on the Reds here. I like the Reds, you guys. I like the Reds today. I'm taking them. Abbott, obviously strong look. I think Horton here. I like Horton. Maybe he shouldn't be a favorite against Abbott. Maybe it'll be 3-2 today. It's got to be 3-2. It's got to be right there for sure. Reds for Jimmy. I've got it blowing in, right, Jermaine? I've got it blowing in. Cubs money line for Robert. Tariq's on the Reds. Jimmy's got it for a sweet bonsai. And there's a FIBA action there. And Andrew K is ready to go with Guam and Iran. All right. You trust the roto grinders. That's where you get, the roto grinders are the ones. Look, everyone agrees. Kevin Roth is your man when it comes to the weather. He's a real weatherman. There he is. That's what Timmy Two-Shoe says. You got to go with Kevin Roth. He's a real television weatherman who's a sports fan. So, he does his weather broadcasts on whatever city he's in. Is he in Florida? And then, but he also updates the weather because he likes sports. He likes fantasy baseball. And hey, who doesn't? All right. I'm on the Reds. I'm going to try them again. We keep rolling with them here. Yankees and Rangers today. For the Yankees coming in, they've got Carlos Rodon going here in this one up against Jack Leiter. Hey, I've been backing Jack Leiter here a little bit. And the Yankees can't get out of the wet paper bag syndrome here, but they are going to be favored here today on the road with Rodon. Don't they know they're taking a fellow contender on here? The Yankees, $1.35 total, probably 8 under 20 in this one. So let's call it for what it is. The Yankees are favored. The Rangers are hot, hot, hot. Now, Rodon's having that career year, career resurgence. It's almost maybe a career year. He's just been very consistent. We know he's had some nice years for sure, but Rodon coming in 11-7 with a 3.34 ERA. He's 8-15 to the under this year. 186 batting average against a 229. BABIP says he's no joke. It's for real. In fact, his peripheral numbers maybe outpaces his ERA a little bit. For Leiter here, he's 7-6, but the Rangers are 7-12 with Leiter on the mound. 4.1 ERA. These pitchers are a combined 15-26 to the under this season. Leiter's got a 1.32 ERA, 220 BABIP, or 220 batting average against, a 262 BABIP. So not as good as Rodon, but hey, he's at home. You got to give a little something to that. Yankees have lost 7 of their last 8 games here at Globe Life. They've dropped 6 straight on the road. They've lost 5 straight. Texas has won 13 of their last 19. They've won 8 straight games at home. The widely reported steam did come in on the over in this game. Texas has gone over in 10 of their last 15. Now, 4 of the last 5 against the Yankees have gone under. And I know the tide maybe has turned a little bit, but it didn't turn last night as far as the total is concerned. We were back on it was back to under city in Texas. And, you got 2 pretty good and solid pitchers here again, right? So let's see how you have it here with the Yankees and the Rangers. Go to the chat here and see. All right, it's going to be Yankees for NYC Bar, but blue is on the Rangers. Cash Gain says balls to the wall. Give me the Yankees money line over. Jazz to homer, Judge to homer. He's got the Yankees to come off big here. And look, there's no doubt that you look at the standings right now and where these 2 teams are at. It's kind of funny here, right? Because you got Texas sitting on the outside looking in, a half a game out of the wild card, and the Yankees are the team right above them by half a game here right now. And there's not enough room. You remember the Guardians are in it too. Right now, you kind of have 5 teams for 3 spots. Yes, Kansas City, Tampa, even the Angels and the Twins think they have hope. But you got to pass all those teams too. That's what makes it tough. You really got to go on a monster run. NYC Bar Yankees, blue Rangers for the sweep. Leiter does have a walk problem, says Cash Gain. Now, in general, 11% walks is going to bring you down. He's got a 4.1 ERA, 1.32 whip, walking 11% of the batters. But like I said, that 220 batting average against, but when you're putting guys on base. Timmy Tushu says the Rangers can hit Rodon. Rangers, this expected lineup here, some power for sure. I think they're batting just 205 are the Rangers against Rodon, the expected lineup here today with a plate appearance sample size of about 75, I think. Robert likes the over in this one. I don't know. I mean, Bobby Mack might not be. I'm going to go under here. Fernando wants to go under first 5. Texas here, Rangers for Tariq. Keith, just truth, hello. Laker voices. Look at that Detroit line continues to go up there against old Judge to get a hit, says Keith, just truth. And Cash Cane says the Yankees going to come to play and smash Leiter. I'm going with the under in this one. All right, next up, we got Toronto. We got the Jays here with Kevin Gausman on the mound. Gausman is looking strong out there. I think is the Rockies. Is it Kyle Freeland? Really? They're still going to truck Kyle Freeland out here today. Gausman 215. And the total, 11.5, under at minus 115. Is that the Toronto team total or the game total? Toronto, right? For Gausman here, he comes in with a 7-8 record, 3.99 ERA, but a 109 whip, 218 batting average against, 260 BABIP. Gausman's been okay. They're 13-9 with Gausman on the mound. Usually faces a pretty good pitcher, it seems like. But here he's facing Freeland, who, at least he's a pitcher that pitches a lot of games. But hey, he won one finally, huh? He's 2-11 now with a 5.26 ERA, 1.5 WHIP, 306 batting average against, 333 BABIP. But hey, we're in Colorado here. Cut us all some slack. The Rockies have lost 5 of their last 7. Toronto comes in having won 4 of their last 6. They've beaten Colorado in 5 of the last 6 meetings. Toronto's gone over in 5 of their last 6. They've gone over in 6 of their last 7 on the road. They are looking mighty comfortable in Colorado, aren't they? They scored big runs here over the last couple of nights. Some teams come in and lay an egg sometimes. Well, I guess they don't this year, Colorado, with that. Oh. What's their record now? 25-83? I don't know what it is. 30. Oh, pardon me, Rockies. Missed 5 wins in there. They're 30-83. 6 of the last 8 meetings between the two have gone over. Colorado's gone over in 5 straight. I mean, are they going to? It's a day game. Yeah, that maybe changes things a little bit in Colorado. That's when the balls maybe don't fly out unless it's hot, hot, hot. And today, temperatures in the low 70s here. It's supposed to be smoky conditions. I know what that's all about here in Las Vegas. There have been some fires. I'm used to the fires in Southern California, and smoky conditions also in the Rockies today. I'll go to the chat and see what you have in this one between Toronto and Colorado. Gausman and Freeland. All right, here we go. Remember, Toronto pretty strong against left-handers, right, this year. 20-10, I think, right? No, 19-10. 19-10. Here we go with the plays. Blue Jays run line for NYC Bar. Rockies money line for Blue. Blue says now that Toronto, 3-game lead, Blue, over Boston. They know what's going on. They ain't meaningless here right now. Boston is putting the pressure on right now. Rockies money line, but I'll give you this. I mean, again, we're on a day game, getaway day. These are the spots, right? A little bit. Rockies money line. Freeland will give them a chance in this one. And Gausman back in Colorado here. Rockies may sneak this one out, says Tariq. Keith, just truth. Toronto team total over. These guys are really smacking the ball. Jimmy's on the Blue Jays. Nuke says they've been hot. 12 of their last 19. Jimmy says game over. Robert's on the over. Nuke says Jays run line again. They just keep on smashing. Yeah, and we've been on them a little bit too. As well. And we've laid it here. It just feels like the Jays are just real comfortable right now here. And I know there's going to be some sharps here. I got to go over. Give me the over in this one with Toronto and Colorado. All right. And Timmy, Gausman will mix them up. All right. Next up, Tampa Bay is on the road here, taking on the Angels with Shane Baz here for the Rays. He's up against Anderson for the Angels. I think the Rays are favored here. $1.15, $1.20. Yeah, for sure. Let me move it over here. Angels were favored there last, so I gotta put it on the right side. There we go. Call it $1.15 here right now, and the total is 9 under 15. 9 under 15, huh? All right. For the Rays here in Boz, he's 8-8 with a 4.79 ERA. Rays come in here 56-59. The Angels are 55-59. The Rays are 12-10 with Boz on the mound. The Angels are 12-10 with Anderson on the mound, which is surprising because Anderson is 2-7. So that means, Anderson doesn't get much run support when he's in there. He's not great. We know that. But in the end, the Angels usually pound and come back in his starts. Anderson's 2-7 with a 4.49 ERA. Very similar numbers for these two pitchers, man. Real similar. Boz strikes out more guys, but both guys 22 starts. Both guys ERA at about 4.5, 4 3/4. Both guys with about a 1.35 WHIP. Both guys 255 or so batting average against. So the pitching matchup could be even here. But are the bats an even matchup with Baz? We know the Angels can hit. We know the Rays can produce. Let's see what you guys have here in this one. I think it's a pretty interesting game. It's an important game for sure. I mean, look where we're at, right? The Angels think they have a chance here at this point. The Rays got to think they have a chance. These two teams are right next to each other, 4.5 and 5 games back, respectively. Now, the Jays have been slipping a little bit for sure, having dropped 7 of their last 10, despite the win there yesterday, which let's see what you got here in the chat. For the Angels here, they've dropped 4 of their last 6, but the Rays have dropped 10 of their last 13. They've dropped 11 of their last 13 on the road coming into this one. 11 of the last 16 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Angels have gone over in 6 of their last 8. 13 of the last 19 between these two have gone over overall. It's 11 of the last 16 here in Anaheim. Angels have gone over in 14 of their last 20 at home. The Rays have gone under in 4 of their last 5. Let's go to the chat here. The Rays and the Rays and the Angels here on Wednesday. Cash Kane says, I got to take the better bullpen here. We know the Angels. It's funny, though, right? Because, like I said, the bullpen actually has had to perform for Anderson to be 2-7, but yet have that. I don't want to say it's good, but 12-10 over 500, right? They're basically 10-3 after Anderson kind of leaves the game. So you got to get some bullpen in there too that performed well in his games, at least. I guess that's how I would portray it. But yeah, the Angels are still a bottom 5 bullpen. But remember, when they were bottom 2 or 3, so we've talked about their improvement a little bit here. But you really have 6 teams with really bad bullpens is what it comes down to. Stop Gio, good morning and hello. And Cash Kane says, I don't want to bet a game with bad starters. How about Nato to have a hit and run? Ward RBI and Joe Adele here. Nuke says these teams are toast, Ramon. You're giving them too much credit there. 5 and 6 games back. Yeah, for sure. Angels in the under here for Tariq. We probably wouldn't kick this game to the curb if it was a college football. Might have still mentioned them. Fernando on the under. And Timmy says this is like the A's and the Nats. Let's not get carried away here, Timmy. This game's a little bit bigger than the A's and the Nats. All right. Robert here is on the Rays first 5. Yeah, I guess that's going to do it for you guys in this one. I'll make my pick. I know it's on the total here. And if it's on the total, you know the direction. I just want to make sure here real quick because, it's an evenly rated game, obviously, with the Rays just a slightest of favorites here, right? I'm on the under in this one. You guys knew it. Try to add some suspense to it, but all right, let's move on here. We got still more daytime action here in Southern California with the Dodgers here on the road taking on the Cardinals. I'm sorry, the Cardinals here on the road, taking on the Dodgers. Matthew Liberatore on the mound, going up against Shohei Ohtani. I tried to give Sharpie a hard time last night because, he's wearing his Dodger hat. And, I started talking a little bit of trash about Ohtani and the cramping injury there yesterday, but we'll see. Good luck today. Look, I'm an Ohtani fan. We're all an Ohtani fans, right? I mean, how can you not like even sports bets, so we like him. But, we'll see about that cramping in the arm. I don't hear, I guess, I don't want to say we never hear about cramping in the arm. There have been even a couple of other pitchers this season who have left games with arm cramps. But why is your arm cramp, I don't want to just cross your fingers. Cross your fingers. That's the way I feel about it. All right, let me talk about it. For Ohtani, we know we can't get him past 4 innings. That's okay when you got a 2.4 ERA, 1.26 WHIP, 246 batting average against 325 BABIP. He's just a glorified opener at this point. Look, could a guy probably throw a no-hitter again one day? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe they should use him remember I said, use him as a closer, and Sharpie shot me down. You don't want to do that? Well, maybe you should have. Maybe you should be going 1 inning and not 4 innings. Maybe that's just not going to happen for you. So I'm being a little bit negative on Ohtani, and I think it's fair, right? I mean, you could be holding back a team. You're not, we know these teams have openers too, and if you can go 3 or 4 innings and you can shut out a team like he can on a moment's notice. For Liberatore here, 20 starts, 6-9 record. Cards are 9-11 with him on the mound. 3.96 ERA, 1.26 WHIP, 263 batting average against, a 304 BABIP. Sounds like an over to me. For the Cardinals here, they've dropped 5 of their last 7. They've dropped 13 of their last 17 on the road. They've dropped 9 of their last 11 at Chavez Ravine. The total's gone under for the Dodgers in 5 of their last 6 games coming in. 5 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams have gone under. The Dodgers are just 3-11 at home in their last 11 games. But they do have the opponent that they've had some pretty strong success against here right now, even though St. Louis, I think, got the opener, right? Yeah, they're 1-1, I think, in this series so far. We tried to come back on the Cardinals yesterday because the Cardinals there's just no doubt, the Cardinals are terrific. They're one of the best run line dog teams in the league, and the Dodgers are one of the worst run line favorites in the league. But we know they crushed them last night. Let's go to the chat here, though, in this one, the Cardinals and the Dodgers. It's a beautiful day for a ball game. Here we go. Started off with Cardinals, first 5 here to Cash Cane. Nuke says, how many innings has he been pitching? He started Nuke. He went with 1. They started going 1 inning in the first couple. Then he graduated to 2. Then he graduated. And as soon as they tried to get him to 4 innings, he cramped up. Keith Just Truth likes Ohtani's K's to go under right now. And just 3 or 4 Blues on the Dodgers here. Liberatore has been a decent, he's been kind of quality in a weird sort of way. Maybe Timmy, no, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say it's a Captain Obvious comment, Timmy, there to get, you're going to pitch him at this point, as long as he makes it to the postseason. NYC Bar likes the Dodgers here on the money line. Just put him in there. Just put him in there a little bit on the money line, I think is what he's saying there today. All right. Let's see how you guys. I think that's it. I think I think the pressure's on. I think I gotta make my call here in this one. Give me the card. I'm gonna do the Cardinals again on the run line here today. I know I lost yesterday, and maybe I'm just tilted with these Dodgers, but I'm gonna try Liberatore. I think this just feels like the story, right? I'm kind of play story. Maybe I'm a narrative guy. That's not a good way to handicap, but all right, Cards money line here for Nuke and Dodgers on the run line for Fernando. One more day game. One more day game. A lot of day. Great. All these day games. You got the Astros on the road with is it finally going to be Spencer Arrighetti going for the Astros up against Jansen Junk? Two good young pitchers here, it feels like. I'm going to give Junk a chance to be a starter in this league. The Marlins are actually going to come a favorite here tonight, right now, at least $1.15. Total 8.5 under. Maybe minus 115, maybe minus $1.20 here with Arrighetti. He's back. And that's good news. He's made 2 starts actually this season, but had to hit the shelf there a little bit. So we'll see as he makes his return. Remember, it was not a pitching incident there, right? That sidelined Arrighetti. It was like a freak accident. He was at a batting practice and broke his thumb. So he's had to rehab that thumb and had to basically do a whole spring training to get it going. So he's able to throw the ball again. And that's good. He struck out 5 over 4 2/3 innings on his last start at Sugarland. Did give up 5 runs on 6 hits through a wild pitch through 79 pitches, but felt good despite the poor start. So the Astros, this will help them. I mean, look, they're obviously still going here, trying to battle their way here at the top of the standings. But don't forget, they'll get Christian Javier back here soon, I think. He could return within the next 7 to 10 days. So, when you've had these other guys go down a little bit, that's good news for the Astros. Okay, let's get into these pitchers, though, a little bit. So, Arrighetti's just the 2 starts, didn't look great in those games, 5.5 ERA. So, we'll see. Looks a little shaky, right? Junk here, 5-2 record, 3.99 ERA, 1.1 WHIP, 3.14 BABIP, 2.3 walk rate, real strong for sure for Junk. He's been okay for sure. 8 starts here for Junk. Miami's won 5 of their last 7, but Houston has won 7 straight games against Miami. They kind of came in struggling here and kind of have found their way in this series as Miami's kind of laid an egg. All the hype was coming in. Miami was playing so well, they've definitely hit a wall here against a team that they've had trouble with. Houston's won 12 of their last 18 on the road, but they have lost 8 of their last 12, still won the first 2 of this series. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these 2 teams have gone over. Houston's gone over in 5 of their last 7, and Miami's gone over in 4 of their last 5. What do you think is going to happen here when Houston takes on Miami today? Let's go to the chat in this one and see what you got. With Cash Gain is on the Astros here. Astros for Laker Boy. He also took Cardinals money line back there. Thank you. And how about Stowers to get an RBI here a little bit? And let's see, Marlins first 5 for Fernando. Keith's got a Nerfy here. Robert's going to go under in this one. Houston money line for NYC Bar. And Blue, thank you very much. Great job today in the chat with your picks. He's hungry. So am I, but I'm going to finish the show, Blue. All right. Fernando, thank you for reposting the stream on X. Really appreciate you. All right. I guess I got to make my call here in this one between Houston and Miami today. Just a little frustrated because, I kind of was back in Miami a little bit, I think, kind of in this series to get things going here. But still going to try them here today in this one. Give me Miami with Jansen Junk. Got to see about Arrighetti. Look, he wasn't looking good. He may feel good, but he did have a rough outing. His outings before the injury were rugged for sure, but they need him, and we know that he is still a prospect is what Arrighetti is, even though we know we've seen him quite a bit. All right, that's it for the day games. We're finally into the night card here, and we're having some fun here on a Wednesday with the day games, but now we got into the night card here with everyone's favorite series. Yeah, we'd kick this series. This one we'd kick to the curb, okay, if it was college football Saturday. But we got the A's on the road with Springs going up against Washington and Cavalli. We got the Athletics, a road favorite here. Wow, who'd have thunk it? $1.40 coming into this one. The total 8.5 over 20. We mentioned the widely reported steam already came in on the under in this game, and that's with basically with Springs in there. And going up here against Cavalli of the Nats. For Cavalli here, he gets recalled here. Been a long road for Cavalli as he makes his return back to the big leagues. He was in the majors back in 2022. They needed pitching. They brought him up. Did have some injuries there, and eventually blew out his elbow against the early season, and been trying to get back to the major league, so it should be pretty special for him tonight. Cavalli, they just need him here, really. He had a 6 ERA in the minor leagues and a 1.5 whip. In fact, he's given up 27 runs in 27 innings. But since they traded Soroka, you need somebody here, and it's going to be Cavalli, 27 years old. He's got a mid to upper 90s fastball and a breaking ball. Does throw strikes, only 9 walks in those 27 innings, but he gets hit, and they were crossing the plate like the cartoon. So, hey, this is almost by necessity, but hey, if you're Cavalli, this is your chance right here to make a team next year or something like that. All right, for Springs here, 10-7 record, 4 ERA, 1.16 whip, 225. Batting average against 241. BABIP in 21 starts. For the A's here, they've won 8 of their last 11, including 5 straight on the road. Washington's dropped 6 straight, including 5 straight at home. These two teams are going opposite directions, believe it or not. 10 of the last 14 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Washington's gone over in 6 straight games. The Athletics, meanwhile, did I say Oakland in there again? God, it's hard. I should say Las Vegas. Las Vegas has gone under in 5 of their last 7 games overall. Let's see what you guys have in the chat here tonight. The Athletics, don't laugh. Athletics and Nationals. The A's, I know they're 15 games under 500. They could stand to win some more games. I don't think you could say they've overachieved when they're still 15 games under 500. But what were we really expecting out of the A's? And not only that, we know the A's. I know the ballpark plays into it a little bit, but they're one of only 2 teams with, multiple players with 3 home run games. because my man Shea Langoliers, who I accidentally own a bunch of shares on one of those prediction model sites, and I ended up playing around with it and ended up with too much Shea Langoliers. Well, he went up 10% last night, all right? He hit 3 home runs. And I don't think he still made it back to the original price I got him at. I don't like those sites. I thought I would like it. Okay, here we go. In the chat. And Timmy said, what did I have in that Baltimore game there? Is that what he said there, right? I went with the Phillies on the run line. Timmy, I went with the Phillies on the run line. With Suarez. All right. Keith Just True says A's first 5. Dave is on the Phillies money line. NYC Bar likes Oakland. It's going to be a rough one here for Cavalli. Going up against the swinging A's. All right. Maybe it is. Maybe it is an A's. Maybe we just go with the A's here. I don't know, though. This is kind of feels like the old tricky spot. Right, but this Cavalli pretty big. And Robert's on the over. Why did it go down? You know why, Robert? Why? I mean, how can we go under in this, right? I mean, look, Washington can hit a little bit still. We know the A's can mash. We've seen some runs already, right? Kind of weird if you're a market reader like Robert and I. All right, I got to do it. Give me the A's, of course. Give me the A's here. I love my Las Vegas A's. Next up, Kansas City on the road here with Michael Wacha. Hey, Berger looked good Berger looked pretty good there last night until he finally gave it up. The Royals couldn't really stop him after that. But this is the debut of Dustin May here for the Red Sox. May $1.40, total 8.5 here in this one with May and Wacha. How about that for an interesting matchup here tonight, huh? For Wacha here comes in with an ERA of 3.38, 5-9 record, but the Royals are 10-12 with Wacha on the mound, 1.16 whip, 235 batting average against, 268 BABIP. Get nice, steady, strong contribution from Wacha, but Boston here trying pretty good for sure. Dustin May has 18 starts this season, 4.85 ERA, 1.34 whip, 245 batting average against, and 284 BABIP. Some say the Dodgers didn't get the best of this deal, but maybe, I don't know. Let's see how you have it. We'll see how May works in Boston. All right. Now, Kansas City comes in. They've lost 6 of their last 7 games in here against Boston. Boston's won 5 straight at home. They've won 7 straight overall. Kansas City's dropped 8 of their last 10 against Boston overall. Boston's gone over in 5 of their last 7. Kansas City's gone over in 4 of their last 5. 6 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone over. And Kansas City's been going going over for sure. We'll go to the chat here. Pretty interesting with Wacha, but more interesting with May. Making this start here for Boston today. Let's go to the chat here. Not much from you guys here at all. In fact, Dave says the Tigers will win the world. He's got the Tigers in 5. Is that the World Series or what? Cash Cane under here in this one. NYC Bars on Boston. Irish King may be ready to run it back here. Athletic every game but this one, pretty much. Athletics money line, Athletics first 5 in my Dragon here. All right. I guess I better make the call here in this one. Nobody else will. I have concerns about. I feel like I have concerns about May. I'm going under though. Give me the under. This I can't. I am undecided. I think on the side even at this early hour. So I'm going to go with under, which I think was my. I felt like this was my freemium. I know it's gone down from 9 under 20, so maybe it is best that I just play it as my show play here. But I'm going under. And that means May is going to have to. We're going to have to do well in Boston. We know been mashing a little bit for sure with this role right now. And Waka, while serviceable, while good, probably even above average. He's not going to crush you every time, right? All right, here we go. Robert's on the Royals here. And Timmy says Yaz can hit May. You know what, Timmy? I think you got it right, actually. Looking at it. So good job. Could put just Yaz. I think we know. Maybe you're just showing off. Stop Geo wants the top winner of the day. Public Enemy says Royals here. And Andrew K says, May is hittable, right? So, yeah, sometimes you could get motivated, right, to be on a new team. But you just left probably the World Series favorite to go to a team that, is a World Series contender. But, and he wanted out, right? That's what the indications were. He wanted out. So maybe that's a motivator as well. Or did he want out? Go over, maybe Irish King says. Let me know what you guys heard about the storyline in that game. Did May really want out? They say maybe he wanted out. Maybe it's just a mutual parting of the ways a little bit. All right, next up, we've got a few more here. Hope I'm not going too long. This seems like a good card. Brewers on the road, taking on the Braves with Jose Quintana on the mound here. Brewers just trucking out another solid starter, but look who he's up against. Spencer Strider. And with Strider pitching, that makes the lowly Braves the favorite over one of the best teams in all of baseball. I think it's easy to say now. Now, look, we might call it $1.25 or we might call it $1.30, but the Braves are definitely favored in this game. Spencer Strider's great, no doubt, and we missed him, right? Well, we wanted to see him at the Speedway Classic, but once the game got delayed by rain, Strider was scratched. Strider comes in with a 3.71 ERA, 1.22 WHIP, 222 batting average against. Spencer Strider's great, but he's 5-8. Quintana's 8-4. Brewers 11-5 with Quintana on the mound. 3.5 ERA, 1.35 WHIP, 250 batting average against, 271 BABIP. Maybe he's just a tad below Strider statistically this season. But look what you got with the Brewers here, right? I mean, this is the way it's going. The Brewers Quintana's still a very, very solid pitcher coming in, right? We know that. Not only that, you got a Braves team that they're 12-15 against left-handed. That's probably actually better than they're probably better against left-handers really than they are against right-handers. But the Braves are toast. Their season's over. So it's hard to get that motivation. The Brewers, right? Meanwhile, they're all fired up. I mean, wouldn't you be right now? All right, let's see what you got here with these two. Brewers tonight and Milwaukee. Brewers have won 6 straight games on the road. Atlanta's lost 6 of their last 7 at home. Atlanta's dropped 10 of their last 13 overall. Brewers have won 6 of the last 8 games against Atlanta. Milwaukee's gone over in 7 of their last 8 games coming into this one, and 11 of the last 14 meetings between these two teams have gone over. But it still feels like a decent pitching matchup. These two pitchers are combined 11 and 18 to the under this season. Is that good enough for you? It might be good enough for me. Man, give me the under in this one with Milwaukee and Atlanta. I'll go to your comments now. Fernando likes Waka's K's to go over. Quintana, he says here Quintana doesn't have good numbers against the Braves. That's okay. I think I'm gonna concede that here. And Braves hit 327 against Quintana. This expected lineup over 105 plate appearances. 966 OPS. So for sure. Fernando go over because of that. I think part of the puzzle for him. And Cash Kane says, no. Cash Kane. Fernando is saying Atlanta. Or he said over, but he's saying Quintana doesn't. So he would expect the Braves to have some success. I think there. Brewers run line here for NYC Bar. Dave likes the Tigers game over along with Fernando there. Okay. These guys are teasing each other and they don't know they're on the same side, Fernando and Kane. Public enemies of Brain, and again, he said over. Fernando said over, but that means, I think that means that because of Quintana's numbers that Atlanta will be able to get something done offensively. It's just that Atlanta's not doing much offensively. That is one of the problems here. They're averaging 4.1 runs per game. Strider over in his K's here. And Timmy Two Shoes with some props. All right. Next up, Dave, get ready because the Padres tonight are on the road again. And, well, hey, they got it done again. Doesn't matter how they get it done. And tonight, how about it? Look, it was a bum. I was bummed yesterday. They dumped or they've sent JP Sears back to the minor. They sent him to the minors. That let me get the right line here. Padres are going to be favored here, $1.45, total 9.5 under 15, with Nestor Cortez on the mound for the Padres, right? So, look, J.P. Sears, he gets sent back down. Padres have, released some pitchers here, and now you've got Nestor Cortez, another former Yankee. Michael King is coming back on, I would guess, Saturday to shore up that Padres rotation. Now, J.P. Sears will come back in 2 weeks when the Padres will need 6 starters. But there's no guarantee that Sears will be on the postseason roster, I would think. Cortez, the Padres would like to, they're piecing it together here. I don't want to say piecing it together. They're using some of their new parts, see how it works out. Now, for Cortez, he hasn't done anything this year, so let's see what happens. He's only made 2 starts and a 9 ERA. But he's in here in this one and going up against DeSclafani. Also just 2 starts this season, 4.91 ERA, 1.28 whip, 250 batting average against. Doesn't feel like an under, but maybe the total is a little bit high even for me. Padres come in having won 8 of their last 10. Arizona's dropped 10 of their last 14, including 4 of their last 5 games at home. 12 of the last 18 meetings between these two teams have gone over, although Arizona's gone under in 9 of their last 13 games overall. But like I said, is Nestor going to walk right into this game and be nasty Nestor here? I don't know if he is. And for DeSclafani, hey, we know he's been around the block a few times. We've already seen him back here a little bit, but he hasn't done much either. Just 9 appearances this season. His numbers might be, I don't even know if they're worth discussing. Let's go to the chat tonight. A little bit makeshift here for the Padres and the Diamondbacks, it feels like. Although they think Cortez can come in here and be a contributor here to what they're trying to do here late in the season. All right, here we go. Ozzie Albies RBI. Whoops. I'm looking here. Andrew's ready for that Guam and Iran game. Hey, let me just go with it right here then. It's underway now. I've got Guam plus the points here. Take those big points again. Look, Iran's got a nice basketball program, but I'm not sure here. Guam is the invitee here to the Asia Cup. So I like Guam in this one. And you know what? I mean, they're a huge favorite. They're like plus 1,000 on the money line. I said sprinkle the money line with Guam here. Or even parlay them up with my other team on the premium picks. Take the points as the play. Mets game to go over there, said Dave. Looks like Dave might have fallen behind us there. Let's see here. Andrew says the Brewers are going well. Diamondbacks here, run line for Cash Kane. Cortez is a wreck, but the Padres can hit. I was talking up Manny Machado and his hot streak, and I did mention Fernando Tatis, but he's actually in a bit of a slump here, driving in. He's not hitting in the clutch again. So Tatis is hitting when it doesn't matter as much. He's not homering at all right now. He's not driving in runs. All right. Padres for NYC Bar. And Padres here for Bobby Mack. He says lay it here against Arizona today. I mean, they ended up winning that thing by 5 runs yesterday. Irish King says go over. I got to go over in this one, Irish King. All right, one more and the baseball's done. One more and the show's almost done. We got only one in the W tonight. And here's the White Sox with Jonathan Cannon going up against the Mariners here, and Kirby 250, total 7.5 here in this one. And look, Cannon's been okay. He hasn't been cannon fodder necessarily, but it's starting to get a little weary in the arm, it feels like. 16 starts, 4.77 ERA, 1.4 whip, 270 batting average against. No, not great, but we're given, he's on the White Sox. Kirby here, 13 starts now, 4.12 ERA, 236 batting average against, 286 BABIP. It's not Kirby just yet. I keep saying it, but last out was okay, right? So let's see what happens here when we know what's going to happen here when the White Sox take on the Mariners, just how it's going to happen. Let's see what you got here. The White Sox come in having lost 6 of their last 7 to Seattle, including 5 of the last 6 here in Seattle. Seattle's won 10 of their last 14 at home. They're 4-1 in their last 5 games overall. White Sox have gone over in 4 of their last 5. Seattle's gone under in 10 of their last 15, but 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Let's see what you have in the final game of the night here with the White Sox taking on the Mariners here. Come on. It feels like the Mariners can get it done here, but I'm probably going to go to the total. It might be too easy here. And look, the Mariners, I don't even know if I want to give it out as they're minus 1.5 at minus 120, 125, it feels like. I'm giving out worse. But maybe I'll go to the total here in this one. I'm going to go over, actually, with the White Sox. Let me make sure. Forgot to check the late steam, if you will. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go over in this one with the White Sox and the Mariners. I'm just worried that the Mariners might put up too many runs and it could sneak over. Even 5-3 is an over here. So, it's probably one of my least favorites. You guys get a comment in the chat. It doesn't look like much here. Over there, maybe for Fernando. Maybe it's over the last game even. And here's NYC Bar on Seattle. I'll give you one more moment, one more second here before we get into the WNBA. And for some reason, maybe because there was just one game, I didn't even type the graphic in for that one. Let me go here. Aces on the road here taking on Golden State. Aces are down to 5.5. The total 158.5. Hey, make sure you're checking out the 2-3 Zone show every day on YouTube over on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. That's where I appear with Justin Stacks McKelvey, Ron Crawford, and we go over the games every day. We have some other guests on there as well. So check it out every day. It's up there right now with a preview of this one between the Aces and the Valkyries. Oh, we had one more over here for Robert, right? 5-3, 6-2, Robert, and we're in trouble there, right? So Kirby hasn't been perfect. We know the White Sox have been playing a little bit better for sure. It went over yesterday with Woo. Okay, Aces and Valkyries here. The Valkyries have still won 3 of their last 4 coming in, despite that blowout loss to the Aces last time out, 101-77. This is actually a big-time revenge spot for the Valkyries here, if you like those sort of things. Valkyries are still 9-3 against the spread at home this season. They're getting points after losing to this very team by 21 points. I mean, what do you think would happen in a situation like this, right? The Valkyries have been, money bags here pretty much at home, 75%. West up parlay here, though. Dodgers money line, Aces money line. That's just a money line play. So let's see how you have it here. Now, the Valkyries, we've mentioned their big injury, right? But they also have some other injuries here in this one. This one could be taking some steam right now. In fact, let's just wait and see here if we get the noise, because I think this one just got steamed down to 5. I wouldn't be surprised if we hear the old button here real quick, because it's on the move here right now. It almost making the down to 158 too. Makes me feel like the Valkyries even have more, or maybe it's a reaction to what I'm about to talk about. The Valkyries do have more injuries than they have injuries. They might not be. Now, Thornton is a great player, but Monique Billings, she's out with an ankle sprain extended time here. Tiffany Hayes is questionable. She's a fine player. Xanda Lassini, who's been putting up some nice numbers as well, she's questionable. So there are injuries here for the Valkyries, depth-wise. For a deep team, though, I keep saying this team is like, they got depth and players the players that are unheralded. Let's just say unheralded. So they'll probably end up here, I would think, with a lineup tonight for the Valkyries. I would imagine it'll be, you have Burton, Leite, Salon, Rupert will be in there, and Fagbenley will be in there as well. So I would think, man, I'd look at Valerie Burton here, can have a big game. Now Asia can destroy Fagbenley for sure, but Burton's in a good spot here. I'm on the over here in this one with the Aces and the Valkyries tonight. Kind of was just going to rehash there. I think I got a premium. So kind of just rehashing maybe there. Maybe we could look to maybe a little bit of prop action here in this one. And look at I think, we saw Lloyd finally, she had a big moment there a little bit, but man, maybe under with Lloyd here. Sometimes hard to get Lloyd props right now because of her role. It feels like a little bit. So, all right. I'm going to go with I'm going to look at Jackie Young's assist here. I'm going to go under with Jackie Young's assists. It's probably 4.5, but you might even get even money or better on that. I'm going to go with Young's assists under 4.5. That's what I'm going to think. That's going to be my play here. Just to give maybe another play out there. kind of. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. All right. Kind of want to go under in Wilson's PRA also. Might have to save that. Might have to save that for another show. All right, that's going to do it for the program here. Thank you, everybody. Is there anything else in sports that you guys want to discuss here today? Let's see, Irish King at Seattle Run Line with a big dumper there. Hey, everyone, make sure you're typed into the chat right now if you want to win 1 month of my picks over at winnable.com. You can get my free subscription over there 1 month. If your name is drawn here, everyone who commented during the show has a chance to win my picks, whether you like it or not. Dodgers first 5 run line there. Robert on the Valkyries plus the points and first half money line there. All right, so get ready for the drawing here right now, and you can get my plays over at winnable.com/Ramon. Get my premium pick selections over there. We didn't hear that steam, did we, on the Valkyries here? I think I was kind of portraying it as a move to the aces there, but obviously down to 5 here. I think I kind of messed up the storyline there. Glad nobody said anything in the chat. Still my position. Thank you, Nuke. Appreciate it. Abel here with some more. Here, Otani, 4.5 Ks and a hit. Aces money line. Wilson, 20 points and 8 rebounds there. And aces for NYC Bar. All right, man. Guess that'll do it. As Toronto's getting late steam here right now, the Blue Jays, they're going to go up to 250 here. Oh, my goodness. Let me take a look. I'm showing 243 at DraftKings right now. So, yeah, this one's probably going up to north of close to 250 with Toronto taking the steam here today against Colorado. How about that? And remember, this is early action. We're just a short time away here from kicking it off for Major League. So enjoy. And I'm going to run the commercial again because I really love it. And I want to promote how to get more plays from me here. Remember, over here on my Winnable, you're going to get that overnight action. Sports I really don't cover over at Tony's Picks, right? With my NPB plays. NRL, we've been hot. The AFL as well. We had this Asian basketball tonight. Hey, I'm your man for those fringe sports. I love to read about them. You know, I'm no better. You can read about them too. I'm not one of those. Look, I love like guys like Gorky, right? They love those sports. They love to, watch it and hear about it. I like that too. So head on over to winnable.com and get those plays. We got Mikey joining me now. We got Jeff joining me now as well. The boys, the Sports Betting Brothers, are part of the...
It's your boy, Mikey Money. I'm inviting you to join the Sports Money crew on Winnable. Get all of our premium best bet selections.
For a low monthly cost, you get the very best bets delivered instantly to your phone by text the moment they're locked in. No delays, no missed lines, just the smartest plays at the best odds.
We do the work, you get the plays sent straight to your phone right when you need them.
Don't wait, don't guess, don't miss the line. Join the winning team today and start cashing tickets with Winnable.
All right, let's get ready for the drawing here right now. See who's going to win a free subscription to my picks if you'd like. If you do win, you can use the promo code WINNER. And you don't need to communicate with me. You don't need to send me a message or anything like that. It's ready for you to just subscribe when you win here. There's been some other winners. If you haven't signed up yet and you've won, go ahead and sign up. I write down the winner every day. So Really appreciate it. Fernando, he's talking a little bit of the soccer action tonight. I'll have a package in soccer here. We could have previewed those games today, but I'm not gonna. Dave, you've already won. You missed it, Dave. You've already won. Go to Winnable and sign up and use the promo code WINNER. Dave, you've already won it. You missed it. It was the last week. I think you left early, but I know you want to see yourself win. So Ace's team total over here for Abel. Dave said, I'm due to win. Dave, you won. Use the promo code WINNER. Here's the address to go to, winnable.com/Ramon. And when it says enter the pick 1 month, and when it says promo code, just type in winner and put you down. And plus, Dave, you're a lifetime. You get a free lifetime subscription. Okay, let's try. Man, was there only 15 commenters? That doesn't seem right. I hope you guys are in. Make sure you type it in. I guess you guys are in. Here we go. Keith, Dave, Nuke, Cash, Public Enemy, Irish King, Fernando, Tibitushu, Abel, and it's going to be NYC Bar. Couldn't think of a more deserving poster. NYC Bar gets a free 1 month subscription to my Winnable. Go over to winnable.com, and there it is. Use that promo code WINNER to get that subscription there. There it is, right at the top of your name, NYC Bar WINNER. All right. Really appreciate your contributions as well to the show. All right, that's going to do it here for the show, and really appreciate everyone. Go ahead and go over to winnable.com/Ramon. All right, it's going to do it here. Thank you very much once again. Hope that was cool. I might even start playing the shows after the shows here. I like that so much to put up some of our other content. But we're going to do it. Just remember, when you come on the show, there'll be a little video playing every day when we have some extra content from the guys. The shows, VB MMA Picks. First Strike comes out tonight as well. Go over there. Hey, if you miss VB MMA Picks, it'll be on before the morning steam on one of these days, as long as I don't sleep in too late if I do the work early. But go over to winnable.com, go over to the YouTube page and watch BB MMA Picks get started here for the weekend with our UFC coverage with Doladze versus Hernandez. Middleweights, top 10 middleweights here this weekend. Got a good one from the Apex. In fact, on BB MMA Picks this week, VB, he tries to pick close matchups for the show, including the main event, no matter what the odds is. Just turned out that we've got close matchups in the top 3 fights on the card, so we really previewed the top 3 fights. Hope that doesn't screw things up, but we'll have First Strike also uploaded late tonight, and we'll be playing probably First Strike tomorrow before the show. So tune in. You don't have to go to the tab. Wake up early with us here on the Sports Money Network. We're starting our programming even earlier now. How about that? All right, that's going to do it. And for the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Gonna cash, then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steal. Ramon Scott, sports money. Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.